Hey cuties, it's been a while, I know, and girl changed her hair colour. Apologies for the bed head, but I figured I might as well start filming this before I actually get the product on my hair. So today I'm going to refresh my colour. It is really faded. Like, this is probably about, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks of faded. My hair should be, and I'll try and insert a picture here, although you'll probably see by the thumbnail what colour it should be. So it should be a really vibrant, like, raspberry pink. I decided sometime in my mental state during lockdown that I was gonna get rid of the green, which I'd had for about 3 years, so that was a super long time, and I thought I would go pink. Did slightly regret it at first, but I think that's just because there's been so many changes throughout this year. You know, 2020, we're over it, thanks. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride and show you how I dye my hair. I haven't done my roots in a while, as you can see, they're pretty dark. That is my natural colour, and I'm not going to get around to bleaching them anytime soon, so I'm just going to refresh the colour. Tip number 101 with hair colour, though, I'm sure you all follow Brad Mondo. What a hair legend. I only ever use semi-permanent or demi-permanent colours, and rule 101 is if your colour is a semi-permanent, i.e. it comes in one box, one bottle, you don't have to mix it with anything. It just means that it's going to be kinder to your hair, more conditioning, so if you've got damage, bleach damage, etc., a semi-permanent colour is what you're gonna want. And if you have semi-permanent colours that come you know, as standard, you don't have to mix them with anything, you can mix those colours together and create your own, which is exactly what I've always done with my hair colour. It's often why I get stopped to be like, oh my god, what colour do you use? I'm like, well, it's a bit of a scientific process. I've been dyeing my hair for years, and I actually have a niece who is a hairdresser, so she kind of taught me all the basics so I don't ruin my hair, hence why it's still in great condition even though it's faded. So let me try and show you how faded it is. It's super light on the ends, and the top is a bit darker but just a bit sporadic. Yeah, I'm gonna need a fringe cut as well. The colours that I gravitate towards are obviously always vegan and cruelty free, and the two brands that I love above all else, I'm sorry Directions, but you just don't cut it for the price anymore. I find that these colours are just super strong. So the base of my current hair colour is by Adore, and it is their Raspberry Twist. So I will use a full bottle of this and then mix in some other colours. I absolutely love this brand. I think their colours are they have super good staying power. They're really rich, really vibrant, and they just give your hair like a really good conditioner. Plus they smell great. I don't know what it is, but I just think they smell fantastic. You know, most hair dyes stink. I really love this. So after a full bottle of Adore Raspberry Twist, I will add in some pink rose. I will probably add about 1/3 of a bottle to a full bottle of this. Then I go in with, and this is where I say it's a scientific process, I go in with a splodge of this Pinkissimo from Crazy Colour. Really do love Crazy Colour's colours and staying power, but I just think Adore is just more vibrant. Then what I add to all of that mixture is a bit of black, and you're gonna be like, sorry. So when my hair was green, I would use 2 lime colours, one from Adore, one from Crazy Colours, and into that I would put black, because I found that all the dark greens that were on the market were blue based, and I've been blue before and I didn't want it to wash out to blue. I wanted it to be green, a solid real green, so I used that lime green base and I just darkened it with black, which is why I often got stopped, because people couldn't, you know, they were obviously trying to find greens and they were finding they were all blue based. So if you find a colour, or if you want to be a certain colour, and I'm no expert, this is just what I've found through, you know, years of dyeing my own hair, crazy colours, that if you find a colour you love but you just want a darker, maybe more rich and vibrant, why can't I say rich today? Rich and vibrant version of it, just add some black. And I often mix between the Adore Black and the Crazy Colour Black, depends what I can get my hands on at the time, but literally just no more, just in full bowl, and just mix it up, and that's it, and it will just deepen the colour, and that's what I've always done. And you can probably do that with every colour. I would probably say that the pastel shades that are out there by Adore and Crazy Colours, I don't think they would suit very well with black in them, but every other colour you should be able to get away with. The pastel ones should just be pastelised, but also remember that if you love this colour but you want it to be a little bit lighter, maybe you've got blonde hair and you want just a less vibrant version of this, just dilute it with conditioner. Don't bother going out and buying these expensive like colour diluters, or I don't even know what they're called in a minute, but just conditioner. Just get a cheap old bottle of, you know, like quid conditioner from Superdrug, just mix it in and it will just soften the tone of it. I actually had a lady chase me around the supermarket on Friday to ask me which wash in wash out pastel shade this was, and I had to explain to her the whole process, 2 feet away with masks on, which is hard. So yeah, we're gonna get to mixing these up. The basics of what you will need in order to dye your hair are some hair, a dye brush, any dye brush will do. I often keep them from box dyes when my friends and my mum has had a box dye in the past. I do have a couple that I bought myself, you can get them almost anywhere. A good old brush, some gloves. Do not forget your gloves. Honestly, the amount of times I've had green hands, blue hands, pink hands, gloves, always gloves. You can buy a huge box of them online. Wilco's do them, I think Superdrugs do them, usually in the drugs section. Just a mixing bowl, and I've already started mixing up some of my colour in here, and yeah, we can get to it. Excuse my setup at the minute. So in here, like I said, I've got a full bottle of raspberry twist, I have some pink rose, I've got a squidge of black and some Pinkissimo, and I'm just going to mix that up, and then we'll get sectioning the hair and get it on. So we've got gloves on, ready to go. I'm just going to section my hair up. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I am absolutely terrified that I'm going to get this all over my mum's nice white walls. Wish me luck. When you're getting this on your hair, honestly, the more the better. Just make sure you don't fling it all over the walls, because I've done that quite a few times. And with sort of semi-permanent colours, like I say, I know it says to leave it on for, I don't know, honestly I've not read the back of one of these bottles in years, up to 15 minutes. Honestly, I leave mine in for hours. With it being a semi-permanent colour, with it being a colour that you don't need to mix with anything harsh like peroxide, etc. After a while the colour will just stop processing and it will just kind of turn into a conditioning, you know, hair mask. Don't be afraid to leave it on. I used to sleep in my colour. I would, if I was doing it on an evening, or especially if I'd spent all day bleaching my roots, because when you do that yourself, it takes a while. You know, don't be fooled by these girls who bleach their hair, you know, in a half-an-hour video or a 20-minute video. That is taking them all day, especially if they've had to run out and get extra stuff, because it is an all-day process. Remember that when you're at the hairdressers, you've got somebody to help you do the back, they can see better. and unless you are in a position where you've got two mirrors, you can kind of angle one behind you and one in front of you. It will be a long process, and obviously when you're bleaching you want to get it on as quick as possible. Leave this on for as long as you fancy, you know. I often put my hair dye on and then I'll clean the flat or the house, or I'll, you know, do something productive with my life. But don't be afraid to leave it on. The only reason I'm not letting this dangle, which I normally do, is because I've got brand new pyjamas on and I've already got it on Minnie's face. Standard. And also with colours like this, if you're doing, you know, an all over slapdash colour, you don't really need a brush, to be honest. Just section it and slap it on. Make sure every bit is really saturated and you'll be good. Okay, once all your colour is on and you're happy that it's all super saturated, I just grab my hair up and put it in a bottle. Now, as long as it feels wet and squidgy, you should be in a good place. So that is it. I am now going to go and do a couple of chores, and I'll see you once I wash it out. If you have mixed together too much colour, and I often do this, so I've still got quite a lot left, especially if, you know, I've not been doing my roots, or if my colour only needs a bit of a refresh. I still mix together the same amount because I know the quantities work. So what I will do is I'll put this in the empty raspberry bottle, and I will keep that for next time and use that as a base for next time I dye my hair. Or I will add maybe half of this mixture into a full bottle of conditioner, and that way it just helps keep its vibrancy while I'm washing my hair. Prior to me refreshing this colour, I didn't actually have any conditioner in my, any hair dye in my actual conditioner, because I'd run out of conditioner, got a new bottle and just hadn't been bothered to pop any hair dye in it. So yeah, you can pop this with your conditioner, and like I say, it'll just help keep its vibrancy while you're washing your hair. Here we are, cuties, this is the finished look. I'm just going to try and turn my brightness down, see if you can see the natural colour. So my lipstick and my hair actually match really well. So my lipstick was the inspiration for the colour, and this is, I think this is, it's a KVD Beauty one, I think it's Bauhaus, but I'll double check. And yeah, it's vibrant, it's shiny. What do you think? I really need a fringe cut. If you are after some hair dye and you're not quite sure where to get these colours from, I will link a website down below called Pax. Not sponsored by them, but it's where I've always managed to get every single colour that I've been after from. But I would highly recommend looking at the Crazy Colour and Adore colour charts and seeing which ones you like the look of, and then have a browse through the internet, you know, see Pinterest, see what other colours people have used, and yeah, just have a look. Even I would recommend under the hashtags on Instagram as well. It's a great place to sort of see it in its natural form, if you like, you know, other people with that colour. So yeah, I will link the colours that I've used down below if anybody else wants to have a look at those. have they inspired you to go and play with your hair? Please remember, stay away from box dyes. The ammonia and the peroxide and all the nasty stuff that's in there is just not worth doing your hair. If you don't want to bleach it yourself at home, because it is a super daunting task, please just go to a hairdresser. They will happily bleach your hair without putting any other colour on for you. Highly recommend doing that until you feel comfortable maybe doing it yourself. Ask your hairdresser for some tips, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with you using semi-permanent or demi-permanent colours at home. Will this wash out is something that I often get asked in public when people stop me about my hair. No, it won't. If you have blonde hair, really light hair, heavily bleached hair, it will never wash out to nothing. What you saw before, apologies if you can hear that car, what you saw before was, like I say, after weeks of washing, and I wash my hair every other day. I know I shouldn't, but I do. So it will never fade back to entirely blonde. So if you are worried about that, just don't, or head off to a hairdresser. If you do end up dyeing it yourself with a semi-permanent colour and it fades out, your hairdresser should be able to help strip the rest of it out to get back to a light colour for you to either go over it again or go back blonde. I would 100% recommend dyeing your hair a bright colour at least once in your life. I think people often have this stigma that, you get bad looks, and I'm sure there are people out there who think that I'm absolutely mental for dyeing my hair the amount of colours I have over the years, but I think when you look after your hair and it's in good condition, people are more often than not in awe of how you've managed to get it that colour. And I honestly get stopped a couple of times, no matter where I'm going, even if it's just a supermarket or out and about in my daily life. I often get stopped for people to tell me that they love the colour, or what colour is that, can I ask you a question? And 100% come and ask me. If you ever spot me anywhere, just be like, hi, can I ask you a question? Like 100%, I'm never going to say no, as long as you're respectful, and that's all we can ask for anybody. That is it for today, cuties. If you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a follow. There'll be more content coming, I promise. I know I said that last time, but I promise, and I promise, and I promise. But that's it for now. Have an amazing day, and just remember, be kind to people, because that's all you ever want back.